brights. The person behind me has his brights on as well. I'm going to have to break this down into clips. That guy has brights on as well. Part of the reason why they're doing this, I've been told by people who work in the field, is they're doing it for white, Jewish, and LGBT supremacy. Right? I'm not the only one who knows that that's the way it is. But they're also doing it to try to feign mental illness, to pretend that I'm mentally ill, okay? Because it causes a certain disorienting effect if you keep hitting somebody with lights. It's like you see the mall shooter, the Sacramento shooters. They look like they're on drugs or they're spaced out under mind control. That's the effect they're going for, because it makes it seem like this guy's crazy and needs the government's help, even though everyone knows these days beyond any doubt, no one has any doubt in their mind, unless they're retarded or something, that the government is the main culprit responsible for the mass shootings and the various ills we see in society. Government is right there in the word. Ment meaning mind, like in the word mental. They're supposed to encourage moral mentalities, but they encourage racism. They encourage an unhealthy division. Not the type of division Jesus says in the Bible he came to bring a sword and to separate the righteous from the scum, but to make everybody scum and at each other's throats. Controlled opposition, right, left, middle, in cults, sex cults, you name it, gangs, you name it. Okay? There's not a coincidence of gangs, in America, in California, wear red and blue, and the Klan wears white. Okay? They like this. No shit, that's what we're doing. It's so obvious. The peasants are stupid. They like that kind of argument and effect. Ironically, in that house I just drove by, there was 3 cars, one's red, one white, one blue, and there was a gold car in the background. Three vehicles, right? So there are things people can do, they just refuse to do it. For example, they could, if law enforcement all got together and said this is what was going on, it would cause it would have an effect. The community started getting together and saying this isn't right, and so on and so forth. If people start getting together, they could do something about it. You know, so the society at large is guilty of not getting together. They'll get together to have a gang fight or fight a war, to go to Afghanistan and fight for corrupt corporations. They'll get together as law enforcement to plan evidence and do corrupt activities and enforce corrupt laws, okay? And they get killed often doing these things. Law enforcement gets killed all the time. Gang members get killed. Soldiers get injured in Iraq and so on and so forth. But they won't get together to do what is right. That is a society that deserves to be punished to the fucking extreme. Okay, obviously I'm not a terrorist or anything like that, and I have no plan for physical violence, okay? But we all know beyond any doubt that Americans deserve to be punished to the extreme for not rallying to me and obeying God through me, because that's the only way to be moral. I've made this argument for many years now. Why don't they have a single valid counter-argument, a single viable counter-argument, okay? I have thousands and thousands of videos speaking on this. People who talk about dumb shit, who have nowhere near the comments on other channels that I do. And I've spoken to them. They just make videos and they live their life. I spend hours every day reaching out to people. Why don't I have more subscribers and viewers? Okay? Because people are evil. Alright, so this guy has his brights onto the extreme. Okay, the guy with the white brights. Again, look at it too much. There's no excuse for what's going on. So what will unfold after I'm gone, and the punishments that you receive from people who worship the devil is the just recompense for your iniquities. Okay, there is no excuse for pretending that nothing is going on here. Not to act is as much of an act as to act, and you are acting against God by not obeying His orders through me. I am set apart as the top martial artist, like Father, like Son. You see the characteristics of God only in me. God is not the average gang member, not a corporate person, not a law enforcement person, not a military, not someone in a loud church. Why don't we have a Billy Graham day or a Joel Osteen day, okay, or a David Duke day? Because they don't have the characteristics of God. But Martin Luther King came closer. So we have a Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Okay? Point proven, period. And I'm from the royal family of his tribe, and I'm far more morally intense than he was because of focused moral intensity as expressed through martial arts and universal pinpointed moral precision. If this was Africa, he would have to face me in single combat, and he wouldn't, because he wouldn't challenge me, because he would know beyond any doubt that I am God's chosen, and he is a guy who comes off as good, but he's not God's chosen king. Okay, he said his eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord, and I am the Christos, the anointed with the warrior spirit of God. It doesn't take a genius to see I'm right. These people even edit my pictures and videos trying to make it so I sound like them, trying to make it so I look like them. Cause me to wear glasses like E-Bird ass Freemasons and so on, and social club ninnies. Okay? It doesn't take a genius to see that society is guilty. And they chose at the crossroads to suffer the punishments of being a Satanist, and for their offspring to suffer too in this life, and then to suffer eternal punishment, instead of rallying to me and living a proud and righteous life, boasting in the Lord and being persecuted by scum to whatever degree they would persecute, and then go off to eternal glory. They're irresponsible parents, they're irresponsible citizens, they're irresponsible human beings. This guy across the street, this is a dump truck, right? So we've seen fire engines, their brights on, Rangers, dump truck. And this guy right here, the yellow lights, I don't know if it showed up, he kind of turned. Wow, look at all those lights down the road. See, notice no one's honking. Why isn't anyone honking? Hey, hello, this garbage truck has his brights on, and they're shining on your fucking car, and you don't give a shit. I think he just turned, no. When he turned him, you look at it at a certain angle. And this guy behind me. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and, that's why I need someone else here, so they can show you this guy behind me, his lights, he pulled up right to my bumper, and he shined his yellow lights super tough. Wow, it just flashed, flashed. And it's like, what, 7:15, 7:20 in the morning. It's not dark outside. Okay, you're not required to have your headlights on right now. If you looked ahead in the video, I don't know if it showed, there's a bunch of people with bright lights on, down the street on the other side of the road. The oncoming traffic. All right, so this is day 31, Friday the 15th, 2022. Obviously, I had the presence of mind to record this stuff. There's an abundance of evidence, right? The essential alpha essence to sense the presence of God. The essential alpha essence to have the most sense. The alpha sense in a martial arts context, sparring specifically, is the highest sense, not knucklehead. Mike Tyson and